Oh man. So I did a thing today for the first time in God, almost 20 years. I went to church for the first time. And it was awesome. It was a great experience. If you had asked me a few months back if I would be making a video talking about going to church for the first time, I would have never thought that would be in the cards for me. It's been kind of a strange path to this. I don't know, like sometime last summer, I just hit a point where, life was okay, but I just felt kind of an emptiness and felt the need to do something more with my life. And it's led me on this journey, which has eventually, led me to where I'm at today, in church. So yeah, it started, honestly, picking up books and reading. Started out me thinking that I needed to, do something to be more successful and financially and in life. And that's where the whole journey started. I was kind of in a rut, and I decided that I was going to do 75 hard. And I also decided, whenever I decided to do 75 hard, a few months prior to that, I was just kind of on a diet, and I got probably the leanest I've ever been. So just trying to do different things and trying to accomplish goals. And leading up to 75 hard, I decided to kind of prep for it, and I started reading books. Read Andy Frisella's book on mental toughness, and then on December 26th, the day after Christmas, I started 75 hard. And part of that program is reading 10 pages of a book a day. And it started out with books to better myself in business and work and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the first book that I read was Atomic Habits by James Clear, and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I don't know. I guess I'd kind of been a little, I guess you would say, Jesus curious. And it kind of led with things I followed Chad Wright and a couple other open Christian influencers and stuff like that on social media and YouTube and podcast. And that was kind of the introduction of people who made this Christian lifestyle and things like that kind of appealing to me. And during the 75 hard progress, I think the next book I picked up was As a Man Thinketh, and that was the first probably Christian based book that I read, and that really started to set some things going. And then about 2 months ago, I decided, I ended up buying a Bible and got into reading, and things just started to change. I've been in recovery for, on and off for 13 years. So the whole purpose of being in recovery is building a relationship with God. But in Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and stuff like that, they say, God as you understand him. So it's not any particular faith or anything like that. It's just having some type of spiritual practice. And I guess I just hit a point where that wasn't enough for me. And so I started seeking, and as a result, this is the result. Started reading the Bible, got obsessed with Christian content, started listening to sermons daily. So my 45-minute walks in the morning, as part of 75 hard, I would start listening to these sermons, and it slowly but surely started to transform my life. And it's funny, at the beginning of the year, all I was focused on was money and progressing financially. And it went from that to that all I care about is, reading the Bible, studying this stuff, and progressing, spiritually in life, and building this relationship with God. Just crazy to kind of the way things have turned out. And as a result, I feel this, I don't feel that sense of emptiness anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with it, man. Going to church was a great experience. I started researching churches like for the past few months, and been telling myself I was gonna go, and I haven't done it. And finally, I found a church that seemed to fit with my beliefs and what I've enjoyed, like the type of sermons that I enjoy online from like Matt Chandler and Joby Martin and stuff like that. And I found this cool non-denominational church in Lewis, where I live, solid ground, and went there this morning, and I just felt chills and just like a power inside of me. So, God, I'm so grateful that I, had the courage to go. It was awkward, walking in, and didn't know anybody. I went by myself, but I'm so very grateful that I went, and I will continue to go and just continue to grow on this journey, and continue to talk about it. One thing that making videos has done is it's just like an outlet. It's like therapy session to me. Even if nobody watches, I just get to talk and kind of share my thoughts, and it's been really mentally beneficial for me. So thanks for watching.